Welcome to another episode of Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, and Real Live with your host, Damon the Agent, and that is I. Today is Friday, March 15th, 2024. I want to thank each and every one of you all for joining me today. Please make sure that you all are following all of my social media platforms, which includes Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. And TikTok is not supposed to be around that much longer, but who knows? But follow me on there if you're on there anyway. I want to just thank you all for joining me. Well, today, as you'll always know, I like to begin my show with a real estate topic. And today I'm going to be talking about making smart offers. And what does that mean? That basically means, there are many people out here who make offers, whether they're a first-time home buyer, whether they're investors or whomever. But some people, they just make offers because they've been watching HGTV. They feel as though they watch all these shows and that they're very, knowledgeable about how to make an offer, and they think it's going to get accepted. And then when it don't get accepted, they don't want to blame themselves. They'd rather blame someone else. So I just want to help people to understand what making a smart offer is. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, whether you're an investor or whomever, the key to making smart offer is actually knowing the true value of the property right now, not the ARV, which means after resale value, not what the value was 5 years ago, but what the current market value is. The housing market always shifts. It always shifts 3 to 6 months. That's always been it. But lately, it's been every 3 months that the market has been shifting. And with the shift comes the price shifting as well too. So to make the smart offer is know the true value of the homes and properties that you're making an offer on. Second of all is once you know the true value and everything, you got to study the market. And you also need to study, if you yourself can't study, hire a professional to help you with this. Because again, and I just say this because I've had many conversations, and I was holding a conversation this week, and someone made an offer on a property they didn't even go see. They didn't even go to see the property. They made a lowball offer. The house has been sitting on the market for a couple of months, but they made a lowball offer. And the offer that they made was just downright disrespectful. And that's another thing. Some offers that are made, if, for example, they're nowhere near the list price and they're relatively low, a lot of times people always want to know how motivated is the seller. And that word motivated meaning basically how desperate is the seller is to sell this property. Are they willing to take a much lower offer? Send them this offer and see if they bite or see if they respond. And a lot of times when you send those disrespectful offers, they're going to be ignored. So when you don't get a response, sometimes it's because nowadays people are always emailing or texting, and they use it as their form of communication because there's so many introvert people that's what they like to do. They don't like to pick up a phone and talk to someone, that they're afraid what they're going to hear if they actually do call the agent or even a homeowner in many cases. But making smart offers, you have to be strategic about the offers you're making. Like, for example, there are many savvy investors who know how to make the right offers on properties. They're looking at all their numbers, they're crunching the cost of how much it's going to cost to renovate a property, how much the list price is, what's the lowest they can get it for, what's the ARV, how much they're going to profit from the wholesale. Then you have some wannabe investors who have watched programs on HGTV, who have listened to people who really don't have any money, and then they're just trying to make an offer to see what they can do. And then you have some first-time home buyers and buyers in general who are basically, they really want a property. Now, this is what I tell my buyers when I am dealing with them, and they want to make an offer on a property. I always ask them, how badly do you want the property? Because depending on how badly a person wants the property is going to show how strong their offer is going to be. Now, if you have a person who said, well, I'm just looking, I like the house, but it's not my dream home, then, a lot of times they don't want it that bad. So I say that to say that when houses first come on the market, especially when it's a house that has a lot of traffic, a lot of demand, shows well, it's good shape, and priced relatively at or below market value, you should never make a lower than less price offer. on a situation like that. If it, no matter what it's priced at, if it has a high demand, it shows well, has a lot of traffic, and it is priced at or less than market value, don't assume if the market's saying house in your area are selling for 500,000 and this house is listed for 399, don't assume that you're the only one that's seen it at 399. Trust and believe there are so many other people who see it at 399. They think they're getting a steal, but that was create a competitive market in which that's when the demand is high, and that's when the multiple offers occur. Because it's priced less than list price, what tends to happen is there's a growing urge and sense of urgency from a lot of buyers to get that one particular property because it is relatively so cheap. And just in fact that that, understand there are so many other buyers that knows that. So there needs to be a sense of urgency if you want that. And then that's when you need to strategically talk to your realtor so you all can come up with a game plan to win the offer and everything. A lot of times what I found out is some people, they'll speak with their realtor, and because they watch so many shows on HGTV, they figure, oh, well, this is what I want to do. I saw this on a show. So even though it's priced at $399, the houses in the area is selling at $500,000, and then they'll turn around and say, well, I saw on HGTV that we'll make this low offer and we'll let them negotiate. We'll let them counter us. Wrong answer. And let me tell you why that's the wrong answer. If a seller gets multiple offers on a property, they're not going to counter. They're going to go with the highest and best offer. There's no need to counter. The only way sellers counter is if you're the only offer on their property. And a lot of times you would never know that, especially if it's a situation like that where the house is priced at or below market value, the house shows well, has a high demand on it. You would know that there's no need to counter everyone. That's why a lot of times you'll see in a listing, it'll say highest and best offer. The reason being is if you all don't know as buyers, but I'm trying to explain to you as a listing agent, the reason why that is because if you get 10 or 15 offers, you're not going to counter everyone back, because here's the thing. All the agents don't respond quickly. So if you say, okay, well, we counter you, we counter you, we counter you, sometimes they'll say, oh, they'll get back to you. Some people may get back to you right away, but then there are other people who are going to take forever to get back to you, and you're waiting on them. And then they may come in later on and say they might be higher than the other people who counter. So it's too time consuming and it's too much work. That's why highest and best offer is always the best choice to go with if it is a property that you really want and desire. Otherwise, you're wasting your time in many cases. And that's why some buyers can't get a house and they wonder why. You need to really listen to the professional, because if you were the professional, or put it like this, if you know so much about it, you will be the professional. Others understand the professionals are the ones to help you get what you want. So I would strongly suggest to listen to them. But when it pertains to making these smart offers, you really have to go on with some game plans, and you really need to share that with your agent a lot of times, because the agent can't help you if they don't know what to do. That's like you're going into court and your lawyer's asking you, but tell me all that happened. What happened? They can't defend you properly if they don't know. You understand? So then when the other attorney comes and hits you over with a question, and then your attorney didn't even know anything about this, you put them in the blind. Same thing with agents. Agents are strategically put there to help you make the best offer as proper. But you have to understand that there's a method to making offers and winning them. See, everybody can't win offers and stuff, and some people don't know how. They don't have the skills to pay the bill. They're not good negotiators and everything. It is more than when you see people who just have the soul sign, because some people think real estate is relatively easy because we make it look easy. We really make it look easy. But think about this. Everyone knows somebody who used to be a real estate agent. Why aren't they a real estate agent now? A lot of times they'll tell you, oh, I turned my put my license on referral status and everything. Truth be told, they weren't selling any houses. In many cases, they weren't selling any houses, because if they were selling houses, a whole bunch of houses, they'll still be selling real estate. And the reason why some are not still selling houses, because some of them didn't know how to negotiate. Some of them didn't know how to write good offers and stuff. So what I'm trying to do is, like, this information I'm giving you all, I'm trying to help you all that when it pertains to making offers and winning, because you can write offers all day. You can write 10 offers and none of them get accepted. You know, I've never throughout my nearly 19-year career have written more than, I think the most that I've ever written for one client is 3 offers. And that because they didn't listen to me. And then when we went back and reviewed the houses that they didn't win, everything that I told them, those offers were accepted based off the terms that I've told them. But they didn't listen to me because they thought they knew because they were watching HGTV. Otherwise, what I'm explaining to you is there's a strategy to writing offers. But in order to win offers, you have to write and make smart offers, strategically know the market, know the true value of that particular home that you're interested in, and know the demands on it, know the comps, you know, and know what you can and cannot do and how motivated that you want that to be your home. There's a lot of these things that will help you win an offer when you're making offers on property. But if you feel as though that you know what you're doing because you've watched so many shows on HGTV and you've gone on Zillow and you've gone on Redfin and you think that you know it, and then you make these offers and none of your offers are never accepted, you can't blame nobody but yourself. You can't blame your agent. You can't blame, you need to blame you, because when you're hiring and dealing with a real estate professional, understand we are the professionals. That's why we get paid to do what we do. We are the professionals. We know what we're doing. So you have to listen. You have to give them all your feedback. Let them know what it is that you're trying to do, what you want to do, and then let them help you. Otherwise, you're wasting your time, because here's the thing. It's getting warm outside. And like I mentioned last week about the spring market. So there are a lot of nice houses that are coming on the market. There are a lot of houses that you're going to see out there. But if you want to win that offer, you got to know what you're doing. Otherwise, guess what? You're going to come up short, and you're going to keep making offers and making offers and making offers. Then you're going to become frustrated. And once you become frustrated, you're going to want to give up. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be frustrating. You just have to know about making smart offers. Understand if that is a good house, good price, high demand, and you really want it, always put forth your best offer. Don't put out an offer and say we're going to let them negotiate, because you're wasting time, because some sellers are never going to negotiate. Because as a listing agent, if I get 5, 10, 15 offers on a property and I put in the system, highest and best offer due by Monday at 12 p.m., don't think if you offer less than list price and it just came in the market, your offer is never going to be considered. Let me just put that out there. I put so many nice houses on the market and been on the market less than a week, got multiple offers, and somebody always offer less than list price and ask all this ridiculous amount closing cost. That offer don't even get considered. It's a waste of the agent's time. You know what I'm saying? Because that tells me a lot. That tells me, first of all, your agent didn't study the market. Your agent didn't advise you correct, or your agent just listened to you and y'all just submitted that offer. And it's no counter. There's no need to counter, because we have a better offer. Why would we counter you when we have a better offer that's already been sent over? Less than a week, offers already at list price or higher. That it's not asked for all this closing and closing quicker. Why would we even counter you all back? You know what I'm saying? That's why I said sometimes people make these disrespectful offers and you want a response back. You're not getting a response to disrespect. You're not getting a response. So I just say that people have to learn to make smart offers. If you don't know how to make a smart offer, or if you want to learn how to make a smart offer, contact me. I will be glad to help you. You know, I will be glad to help, because I see it so many times. Contact me. I just posted my number right there. You can call or text me. We can strategically help you, put you in a better position to do what you want to do. So I'll be back with a Q&A. Give me 1 second. All right. Thank you all for joining me as always. So I'm going to do my Q&A, which is the question and answer. This is where people will send me their questions and I will answer them. A lot of times I tend to like doing this. I really like doing this because of the fact that the questions that I answer, a lot of times other people have these same questions, but they may not answer, but they may not get the answer and everything. So the first Q&A that I have, hold on. Okay, the question is, how much money is needed for a down payment, And does first-time homebuyer programs cover the down payment? How much money is needed for a down payment? And does the first-time homebuyers program cover the down payment? That is a great question, okay? But that can be broken up in so many things. It depends. And here's what it depends on. It depends on the buyer's annual income. Is going to determine whether or not they qualify for the down payment programs. And then also it's going to depend on which loan product they're actually using. Each loan product, the FHA, which is 3.5% of the purchase price, the conventional loan, which is typically 10% down, but they have some programs with the conventional loan that do 5% down. And if you're doing an investment property or your second or more property with a conventional loan, it is 20% down. So typically you need 20% down on any property that's more than one property that you typically own. If it is a VA loan, that means you're affiliated with the military. You don't have to put any money down. So the programs will cover your down payment in some cases, but also depends on your income, because a lot of the programs nowadays, and I say nowadays because if you go back 20 plus years ago, there were many programs back then that it was on a first come first serve basis. But a lot of people who had kids and were missing out on taking the first time home buyer programs weren't getting that money because the money is only good until it is depleted. They were missing out. So they strategically changed the guidelines. And what they did was now it's based off people's income and also where they are purchasing the home. So for each individual, it may vary. Everyone is different. Like you and your cousin, you and your brother, you and your sister, your mother, father, everybody's different. Everybody's DNA is different. Everyone's credit score is different. Everyone's annual income is different. Even people who own homes and live in the same cul-de-sac, their taxes are different. So because everything is different, it is always going to be dependent upon that particular home buyer. Now, if, for example, that particular home buyer does qualify for her first-time home buyer program, it's going to depend on the program and how much they are giving when it pertains to down payment and closing cost assistance. Some programs give up to $15,000. Some give more. And depending on if you go with new construction, sometimes they give up to $35,000. It just really depends. So a lot of times, depending on how much money is going to be given for a down payment on closing costs and the programs and how much each program is going to give, it depends on you, particularly your annual income, your credit score, and where you are actually purchasing properties. All of these things play a huge factor. That is why it is very important to always speak with a professional lender who has experience and actually know what they're doing. And I say that, you know what I'm saying, with the utmost respect, because unfortunately, in all industry, no matter what industry you're in, whether it's plumbing industry, whether it's mechanics, there are some people who actually don't know what they're doing, or they just know to do enough to get by, but they're not strategically smart or savvy to the point that can put you in a better position. So I always strongly recommend speaking to a good, experienced, qualified lender who can educate you, give you all the information. You come with all your questions. They got all the answers. And that way you can be, you know, formally informed about the programs and what is best for you. So, and if you need to speak with a lender, please reach out to me. Again, my number is right there. You can call or text me, and I can direct you in the right direction. I am licensed in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So, and believe me, I drive everywhere. My motto is nothing is far in a car. So I'm in all the way down in Prince William County in Virginia, in Woodbridge, Dumfries. I'm all the way on past Reston Parkway, all the way down near Dulles Airport. I'm all the way up. I travel all the way up past Baltimore, down Towson. I go all the way up to Frederick. You know, I go everywhere. You know why? Because nothing is far in a car. And I'm always in DC and Maryland. You know, I was all in DC yesterday, and today I'm all in Maryland today. So I travel everywhere, and that's because I'm licensed in all three states. DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Nothing is far in a car. Trust me, I'm everywhere. You wouldn't believe where I be at sometime. So I say all that to say that reach out to me if you need to speak with one of the professional lenders, because of the fact is I'll guide you. Listen, I treat all my clients like I want to be treated. So therefore, I don't let anyone take advantage of me. I'm not going to let anyone take advantage of you. And I'm definitely going to put you in the right direction. So if you have questions, please reach out. And also, this is a reminder that on April the 6th, which is actually 3 weeks from tomorrow, I will be having my free home buying seminar. You can go on Eventbrite, which I put the link up right there, Eventbrite, and just type in April 6th. That's when I'm going to have my free home buyer seminar. Please come out. I'm going to have a lender, a credit repair specialist, home inspector, myself. It's going to be gift card giveaways. Also, it's going to be free food, pizza, wings, and we're going to have a continental breakfast. I want you all to come with all of your questions because we have all the answers. If you're looking to buy this year, next year, or whenever, or if you're just looking to get some information, please register for the free home buying seminar. You also can go onto my page, my social media page, and click the link in the bio, the Linktree link. Once you click on that, it has this link right here to register for the free home buyer seminar, which is actually 3 weeks from tomorrow. Please come out with all your questions. I would definitely be happy and honored to answer all of that. So I think that's my only Q&A for today. So I'm going to come back with my topic of the day. I'll be right back. All right. I'm glad you're joining me. Now, my topic of today, I don't even like this topic, to be honest with you. And I'm bringing it up because having conversations, many of you know I have 5 kids. I have 4 grown kids. I have 4 daughters, 1 son. My oldest daughter is 29. I have a daughter that's 25. A daughter is 24. My son is 22, and I have a daughter that's 3. But what made me bring up this topic about sexual predators is because it is so rampant in the world, and it is so unfortunate. My heart goes out to every female out there, just holding conversations with people. Even one of my close cousins, holding a conversation with her and her sharing a story with me about, at one time, one of my cousins, she started dealing with women, and when she started dealing with women, she, after we had a conversation, she was telling me about one of her kids' father who had, raped her and stuff like that, and kind of made her angry, And when I've started having conversations with my grown daughters, like one of my daughter goes to work out, she's always, being stalked and everything. I've given her a mace, I've given her a taser. And she called me when I was in Vegas a couple of weeks ago because she was walking and somebody was following her. And then one of my other daughters, I recently found out some stories about her when it pertains to, when she was younger, when she was a teenager. I ended up sending her. I ended up getting custody of her. Then I ended up sending her back to her mother. But long story short, I found out something about her. And then even with my oldest daughter, she had shared with me one time how somebody tried to do something to her. And it just bothers me so much that so many men out here lack self-control. So many men who think so much with their, I don't want to say it, but with their thing in their pants, and they have no control over. And it angers me so much to the point where, I'm not gonna lie, I've contemplated doing some serious damage to some people because of my daughters. And that anger that I felt, was so heated to the point where I wish and pray that every sexual predator on this earth, goes to jail and get their penis chopped off in jail and get used and used with it and hurting more. And I'm trying to watch the words that I say because but I just want to say that females need to be more vigilant, and females need to be more cautious. Take self-defense classes. Have weapons with you. Men, you got to learn that when a woman says no, she means no. If she don't want to talk to you, move on. There are more women in the world than there are men. So if one woman tells you no, why are you upset? Why you got to call a woman out of her name? Why you got to be mad and stuff like that? You know, because you can't get that one particular woman. But then a lot of men go on these podcasts or whatever and talk about women's body count. You concerned about body counts, but then when you're not on there, you're trying to rack up as many bodies as you possibly can. But then you turn around and want to be saying, oh, you shouldn't have that many body count, which you focused on the wrong thing. See, unfortunately, in this world, you know what I'm saying? For me, every sexual predator should get their head chopped off. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel about it. You know, when as a father, when you hear about your daughters being sexually preyed on by men, you know, it makes you want to really do some serious damage to those men because they punks and they weak in your eyes and stuff like that. You know, they try to take advantage of a female, but they don't understand that they try to take advantage of a female, but they don't understand that the damage that will be done to them by the men in their life. You know, it's too many weak men, and I say weak because you can't control your urges. You can't control, you know what I'm saying, what you're doing and stuff. And the fact is, I spoke to this one guy, probably was last year in December, and he reached out to me on social media. And then we even had a conversation. And when he was talking to me, I told him, I said, you sound like a creep. I said, you sound like a creep, man. I said, first of all, you saying all these things, you acting like this. I said, there are plenty of women out here that may like you, but you might be liking the wrong one. But long story short, I said, no woman is going to want to deal with you, even if she like you, by the way, the vibe you get off. Because from me holding a conversation with you, you just sound like a creep. And I say that to say that there's so many women out here that have been touched by somebody close to them, by, you know, by their family members, by a friend, by somebody on their job. There's so many women are preyed on, P-R-E-Y, are preyed on by men. That's why so many women sometimes don't even want to speak when a genuine man comes along, because they have so many ungenuine men that they cross path with. They're only looking at them from a sexual standpoint or an item standpoint. And even for the women out there who are sexual promiscuous and want to be, you know, dealing with a lot of men and stuff like that, a lot of them became like that because somebody touched them. Somebody touched them. And it hurts me to my heart that to find out nearly every female has crossed at some point in time in their life, somebody has tried to do something sexually wrong with them. Not when it was consensual, but now I'm talking about when it's non-consensual and the man has tried to use force or strength or do it against their will. And I just say that to say that all the women and females out there, I'm praying for you. I pray God protects you. I pray that no one ever hurts you. I pray that all the people who try to harm you, that they are damaged and that they are caught up in God's wrath. I pray that God shields every woman out there that can hear my voice from all the evil men in their life, all the evil men that they shall cross path with. And I pray that God will protect you all. And I pray that all the men who try to do some harm come to them in every way possible. In the precious name of Jesus, I pray this. Amen. I just wanted to share that these sexual predators that's on this earth, they all need to leave this earth. I don't know if I can say that word without me getting banned on something, but I really pray for these people to get what they deserve, because there's too many men out here who are, you know, too much predator. I spoke to several women who's told me that when men try to talk to them, if they don't give them the number, the man start calling them out their name. They start getting aggressive. And one of them said they even fear for their life because of the way that they doing. So what I'm saying to you is when they start to act like that, ladies, give them your number, give them the number and everything. The very next day, block them. You understand? Because you shouldn't fear for anything because you say no. And I just hate the fact that there's so many out here and stuff like that. It, like I said, the only reason why I'm talking about this because having conversations with my grown daughters and then having conversations with other people and hearing about what's been going on with like all of the men who's trying to harm these women. Think about this, men. These same women you trying to harm, they somebody's mother, sister, aunt, daughters. Would you want somebody to harm your daughter, your mother, your sister, your aunt? Your grandmother. Would you want somebody to approach them people that you love the same way that you approach these women? Because they don't deserve all of this, what I'm saying, this preying on them, especially when they don't ask for it. You got women in the strip club, go to them. You got the women who selling stuff, go to them. But nah, y'all want to go to the ones that y'all feel like y'all can take advantage of. Y'all want to go to the ones that y'all know y'all can outpower. And that's why I say all of them need to get their penis cut off and they need to get their head cut off, because women don't deserve this. And there's too many women who are out here who are going through this. It's unfortunate. It's too many. Yes, as human beings, every person, loves sex, men and women. But to have it taken force and to have it put on people don't want sex with people they don't like. So they don't like you. They're not attracted to you. But because they're not attracted to you, you feel some type of way because of your ego and your pride. But they always say pride comes before the fall. And all you sexual predators, the fall is coming for you all. The fall is coming for you. And I just say that because I don't really like to touch on stuff like that. But when I hear my daughters, like, calling me, scared because people blowing horns at them and they walking and they busting U-turns and stuff. And y'all men gotta have better self-control. The lack of self-control is just too much out here. And the problem is, in this world and in this society, especially this country, there's a lot of people who don't have consequences in their life. You understand? They don't have consequences. And then the ones who do get the consequences and stuff like that, they get away with stuff. They get away with stuff. There need to be consequences for stuff, especially when it pertains to being taken advantage of women and children. Women and children need to always be protected. And it's unfortunate because there's a lack of men and resources to the point that ain't protecting these women and ain't protecting, the women in their lives and stuff. So they become vulnerable to these predators out there. The men need to step up. Unfortunately, in many cases, they need to step up. You need to look out for all the women that's in your life, because whether you realize it or not, a lot of these women need you, the men in their life. They need the men in their life to be there for them. They might not even say it. They might even say they don't even want you, but trust and believe they need you. They need you. There's a reason you're in the women in your life, whether it's your daughter, your mother, your sister. It's a reason why you're their brother, son, or father. It's a reason. It ain't just for you to show up during a good time. It's for you to be there all the time. And just like we're supposed to provide and protect as men, protect means protect. What do you think protect means? Your presence sometimes is protection, whether you realize it or not. And when you have the lack of presence, then you're not protected. But the reason why some of you ain't present, because y'all the predators out there as some other women and stuff like that, when y'all need to be protecting your own women. So I just say that to say that men need to step up and be better men in the women's lives and their lives. That means for your daughters, for your sisters, for your mothers, for your cousins. You need to be better, because unfortunately, if you hold a conversation with the women in your life, you're going to find out a lot of them have been targeted by men, and some of them might have been touched inappropriately by men. It's unfortunate, but it's a real conversation that needs to be had, because it's happening too often and it's happening too much. And it upsets me because, again, I have three grown daughters. And all three of my grown daughters has a story in which I've heard part of the story or some of the story, but I know I ain't heard all of the story. And it upsets me. It really upsets me. It really upsets me. Y'all don't even know how much it upsets me. I've contemplated. My whole life has flashed in front of me hearing these stories. But then I think about, I have another young daughter that I have to be around for, that I have to be there to protect her. And I can't do stuff that's stupid. I can't get outside of my, my feelings and stuff like that to do something that's going to put my younger daughter in harm's way. Because what I hear makes you want to do some serious damage to some human beings. So I just say that to say that these sexual predators need to be dealt with. And the men, you'll need to step up and check your family and make sure that everybody in your family, starting with your mother, your sisters, your daughters, you need to make sure that all of them are good. You need to hold conversations with them, because you don't know what they've been through. You don't know what they've been through. I saw last week on Instagram a girl who goes to Morgan State being sexually harassed by the security guards and stuff. You don't know what the females in your life are going through. You don't. Hold a conversation with them and just ask them, has anybody ever tried to sexually harass you or try to stalk you? Or, you know what I'm saying? It's so much BS that goes on in this world, y'all. We got to start stepping up and protecting the females in our world. The women and children need to be protected, especially by those who are trying to harm them. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Sexual predators got to go. They got to go. They got to go. Let me do my recap. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. My recap is when it pertains to making smart offers, please listen to your realtors, know the market, know what you really want to do. Make smart offers, not dumb offers, and not disrespectful offers. Because if you make dumb or disrespectful offers, please understand you may not get a response, and it's just a waste of your time. And guess what, y'all? In this world, we don't have time to waste time, because time waits for no one. You know, time will pass you by, and we can get everything back except time. You can get money, paper, food, you know, all those things back, but you can't get time back. So don't waste your time making dumb and disrespectful offers. And then I ended it with my sexual predators, y'all. Listen, the only reason why I talked about sexual predator is because I've been having a lot of conversations with people, and it's just mind-blowing to me that all of the women who are being sexually harassed on their jobs, being sexually harassed just trying to work out, just being sexually harassed just living every day by people that they see or don't even know. It's just mind-blowing to me, and it's bothersome because of the lack of self-control that so many weak men have. You know, it's more women than men. Why are you sexually harassing that woman who don't want to be bothered when there are women that you can go pay for online, OnlyFans, pay for strip clubs or whatever? Go somewhere else where you can pay for stuff at. Leave the women who don't want to be bothered alone. And I'm just going to end on that. And I want to say again, 3 weeks from tomorrow, I'm having a free home buying seminar, April 6th. Please go on Eventbrite to register, or go on my social media pages. Go to my link tree, click on the link, register, come through. Very educational. And also follow me on all social media platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. And I thank you all for joining me each and every Friday at 12 noon. You all have a great weekend, and I shall see you soon.